So let's talk more about getting clients specifically. How do you get your first few clients, and then how do you branch out and scale from there? Okay, so this is the exact strategy that I would use to get started with it. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to offer your services for free for your first 2 to 3 clients. Now, this is going to kind of suck because it means you're not really making any money. But what you're going to do is once you run marketing for them, whether it's like you're doing email marketing or social media, whatever it might be from the list that we just talked about, you're helping them out. You're providing results, you're learning from your mistakes, and you're really dedicated to making sure that they have a good experience and you're helping their business grow. You do that for at least 1 to 2 months, working for free or for a very low cost if they're willing to pay you, okay? This could literally be your friends. This could be like your uncle who has like a cannoli shop or something, or this could be like your aunt's hairdressing business or something. This could be anyone that you know who has a business. You approach them, you say, I'll do it for free. I just want to learn marketing and I want to help you out and make sure that you're happy at no cost, okay? So you get those first few people. Then if you have good results with them, you then use those, you leverage those businesses as examples for when you go out and you pitch your new potential clients, because then you have some experience, right? If you go out and you try to charge someone $1,000 a month for marketing and they say, the first thing they're going to ask you is, who else have you done this for? And you say, well, nobody. That's not going to be very easy, right? A lot of people are going to say, no. I'm not going to be your first client, especially if I'm paying for it. So you leverage those first few people that you're able to get into your marketing business and you're working for free. You then use those as examples. You build case studies. You say, look what I did with my Uncle Bob's Pizzeria. I did this, and this, and I grew their social media to 20,000 followers and all these different things, right? You build case studies. You pitch your case studies to businesses that you then go out and you offer your services to. So that's definitely something that I would recommend. What you'll also find is that with marketing agencies, the biggest source of customers is actually going to be referrals from your other customers. I know this is difficult getting started because you don't have any, but it really becomes like this avalanche or this snowball effect where once you have 6 clients, then if they're all happy or most of them are happy, they're going to recommend to their other business friends your services, and it really snowballs. And then you can get more picky. You can select who you're working with. You can increase your prices. You can start to hire more people on your team to help you out. Referrals are a great way. Now, there's also things like you can run actually paid ads for your marketing services. So like you could run an ad, marketing agency, Philadelphia. I don't know if I'd really recommend doing that right now because I think it's going to be hard to compete with that. It's going to cost you money. I would really just focus on the free ones and then the referrals in your first really 6 months of running a business. And what you'll actually probably find if you're good at it is that you won't really have to spend a lot of time looking for clients if you are good at it, because they'll be coming to you from referrals. But yeah, you can run ads on Google or these other things. You can also do cold outbound. This can be tedious, but just reaching out to any business that you see and offering your services. And sometimes you can get kind of sly with this. Like you can slide into the founder's DMs on LinkedIn or on Twitter or on Instagram, or just finding their email somewhere. Don't go too far to like be creepy about it. Like don't like use websites to find their phone number and then text them like something weird. But there's a lot of ways that you can contact founders and do cold outbound. Never hurts to do that. You can say, you know what, I'm going to reach out to 5 businesses per day, every day until I get my clients, right? So that's definitely another option that you can do. So another thing that a lot of people are going to be wondering is, how much do you charge for your services? And so it really depends on the type of agency that you're running, the type of product that you are offering. But in a lot of cases, you're probably going to take the route, or what I would suggest doing the route of some type of retainer, and then potentially other fees on top of that. So this creates some stability for your agency. So for example, if you are building websites for clients, you might charge, say, $1,000 to build out their website, and then an extra $100 per month in perpetuity to maintain their site, to update it, to make sure that there's no bugs in it continuously. If you're doing social media, you might charge $500 a month, and you can have certain amounts of things in the contract that you can draft up of like how many posts per week that you're doing for them and the other details of that. Now, when you are creating these packages, and I would recommend starting low, right? Like to get your first clients, you're not gonna be able to charge them, $5,000 a month, right? You're gonna have to start low. We're talking hundreds of dollars per month for each client that you're offering your services to. And I really would recommend underpaying yourself, like undercharging in the beginning to just get things moving, to get things off the ground. You can always increase prices once you get better and you get more people calling you asking for your help for their marketing. But one thing that I strongly would recommend is that when you are sending your pitch and someone says, you know what, okay, I might be interested in your services, you want to offer different tiered packages so that they can just select from your 3 different packages the option that best fits their budget. So for example, let's say like you're doing a social media marketing agency and you send them the pitch. Once you talk on the phone or you get on a Zoom meeting or you meet them in person, and you have 3 different payment options or 3 different tiers. So tier 1 could be like you're posting 3 times a week and you're responding to comments or something like that, and you're doing like 1 story post per day, and that might be $500 a month. And then tier number 2 is you add on a few other things. Maybe you handle their email marketing. Maybe you do some other things like some upsells, and maybe that's $1,000 a month. And then you have tier 3, which is going to be more expensive. Maybe that's $2,000 a month, and it's like a white glove service, and you're doing all of their marketing for them, right? But the importance of offering tiers is really, really, I cannot emphasize this enough, because some businesses, they might not have a lot of budget. They might say, I have to do tier 1. I want to test you out. I want to see if this is good. And other companies are going to say, you know what, I want to do tier 3. Let's just do it all, right? So offering that, you can just make it on a PDF. You can do this on Google, make a PDF for your different packages, tier 1, 2, and 3, every time you pitch someone so that they have options to choose from. So there's one more thing that I want to share with you here today, and that's going to be on the topic of building your team. So when you think about hiring, so there's a couple of points here. First of all, you might not have the time or the ability to do everything that your clients are going to ask you for. So for example, if a client says like, hey, I know that you're running social media for me, but can you also make me a new logo? Well, honestly, I'm not the best with Adobe Illustrator. I'm not the best with graphic design. So I might still say, you know what? Yes, I can do that for you for $500. And then I will outsource that to one of my graphic designer friends or someone on my team who is really good with that. I might pay them $300. I charge the client $500, and I pocket $200 basically for just facilitating the deal and connecting these two. And, that's a great way to scale your business and free up some of your time as well. There's lots of places that you can find people, but I would recommend building up your network of people who are good with graphic design, people who are skilled with ads, people who are skilled with all these different types of marketing, video editors, for example. Just building up your network, making some friends in the space so that anytime there's something that you either don't have the time to do or the ability to do, you can just tap one of those people and say, hey, can you help me out? I'll pay you for it. And you can still offer that service to your client, and your client's happy, because you don't want to say, no, I don't offer that, find someone else, because then sometimes they will, and you'll lose your client. So that's something to think about in terms of finding people to help you with all these different marketing things. You can use things like Upwork. I've used Upwork so many times for people to help me out with marketing. Or you can go probably a little bit later on once you scale your agency. We hired someone through this company called Paired, and they will get you someone who usually is in a different country who can be full-time or part-time employee. So like right now we have someone who works for us and she's in Ecuador, and she's great. She does a lot of really good work. So it's a good way to find people to help you with your business if you feel like you're at that stage for your agency. So that's probably something later on down the road, but I wanted to share with you regardless. So that is the basics on how to start and scale a marketing agency in 2026. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. I'll try to get back to you. You can always try to reach out to me on like Instagram or on Twitter. Sometimes I respond to those DMs if I have some extra time. So I hope you found the video to be valuable. I wish everyone the best of luck. I think you can do this if you really put your mind to it and you stay focused. I think you can do it. So thanks for watching. I'll see everybody sometime in a future video.